Are we recording? I don't bloody know because the computer's being an idiot. Hello everybody, welcome. Encoding error, that's fine, we'll get rid of that down there, that's fine, there we go. Hello, welcome to this special edition, a bumper edition of Impact Wrestling. We're going to have all 4 impacts in this one episode and the 3-year anniversary. Now, I had a 3-year goal plan for Impact Wrestling. I have completed every single goal on that now. I had done, before starting this, I had found the document on my old computer, the 3-year plan. I have now set up another 3-year plan for this promotion, which will take me up until 1994. No, 1993, 1992. Whichever one, it's 3 years, so it'll be the 6-year anniversary, where I have to do another 3-year plan. This is the first night on USA where we are competing with WWF, just going after WWF, so expect a lot of crap. Not really. All the storylines are going to be advancing. Everything's going to be getting ready. We've got the Golden Rumble coming up. We've got the finals of the King of the Ring, the King of the Mountain, tournament. My head's in WWE land at the moment. We did have an issue with the computer earlier, but it's fixed itself. Otherwise, this would have gone done sooner. But in a extremely short pre-show match, Acid Burn and UK Pitbulls defeated Rock and Roll Express and the Killer Bees in 5:18 when Bulk defeated Brian Bear by the Bulkish Driver. Jim Burnsville 56, Brian Bear 54, Robert Gibson 55, Ricky Morton 58, Big Dave 47, Bulk 41, Tetsuya Kawada 70, Shane Dawes 56, Big Dave in performance 62C. Beautiful. In the next short pre-show match, Liz Mark, Lally Park, El Panther, El Phantasma, and Blue Demon Jr. defeated Archangel, Conan, Sid Vicious, Steve Blackburn, and Tornado when Liz Mark defeated Archangel by another Frankensteiner. Liz Mark's getting better his gimmick, so is Steve Blackburn. Blue Demon Jr. 55, El Phantasma 60, El Panther 54, Lally Park 58, Liz Mark 37, Tornado 51, Steve Blackburn 51, Sid Vicious 45, Conan 59, Archangel 52. Conan in performance 60C. Actually, a short pre-show match. Stephen Regal and Danny Collins defeat Bro Brookside and Way and Rayo in 5:13 when Stephen Regal defeated Rayo by pinfall the Exploded Suplex. Rayo 54, Robbie 53, Danny 56, Regal 51. Danny Collins in performance, Roy Brookside in technical, and Stephen Regal in technical. 57C minus. We're Atlantic City tonight in front of 9,966 people, which I think is our largest attendance figure for a TV taping. I don't even think I set up the venue for tonight's show. Oops. In the pre-show about decent wrestling with Majid, Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Norman Smiley in 7:37 by pinfall the Powerbomb. Bam Bam Bigelow 63, Norman Smiley 51, Noah Quinn 62C. In a push about decent wrestling, but Majid, Sabu and Rikai Kush defeat Dave Finlay and Doink the Clown 8 of 5 when Rikai Kush defeat Dave Finlay by pinfall. Rikai Kush 67, Sabu 63, Doink the Clown 54, Dave Finlay 59 at 68C+. No working rooms, another good match. The pre-show is full of good matches. In a pre-show about decent wrestling, with Majid, John Tenter and Mr. Perfect defeat Doc Dean and Taz in 7:50 when John Tenter defeat Doc Dean by from the UFO Splash. Taz 54, Doc Dean 49, Mr. Perfect 60, John Tenter 48, John Tenter in Rumble. Doc Dean, you are probably going to get called up from Global Force. They'll have to find some new World Tag Team Champions because you're coming up to the main roster. With a performance like that, he's ready to come. And we open up the night, not how I normally open up the show, but we're going to have the Nightmare Lords having in the ring. And they go, we stand here as the only champions in Impact, not only as the longest, but only champions House of Cornette has got. If the Bulldogs want to land a match at Slammiversary, that's fine, but Jim is going to cost you. And then Damien goes, as long as champions in Impact Wrestling, the only champions you got, we want double what you're paying us now. You see, this is why we said and proved that we are the concrete that holds together the House of Cornette. So Jim, it is up to you. You know, the other issue we've got is we don't know what side they're on. You know, the Nightmare Lords have been checking on, you know, talking to the Carl Karma. They've been talking to Carl. They've been talking to, you know, Benoit at one point, I do believe. Can't remember that far back, sorry guys. But yeah, and then, you know, the other week they beat up the Bulldogs, yet they were checking on, you know, last week on the Go Home show, but then they also checked on Dusty. So what side... Why are you being pushed as a mid-carder? I haven't got a clue what's going on there. The Nightmare Lord, staying in 66, and to rock. Oh, did I make that ladder match? Yes, I did. Awesome. There we go, ladder match for our pay-per-view. 57C minus, a good way to open up the night. Actually, they did really well. I'm proud of them. Do you want to continue addressing this? Yes, I do. Not yet. Still got a few weeks of TV to go yet before you do your turn. And now the game's going to crash because the computer wants to be a nightmare. In an extremely short match, Bruce Beefcake defeated Ricky Steamboat in 5:18 by submission after blatantly cheating. Steamboat 93, British Beefcake 65. No work his debuted his barber gimmick, got below average, 75B minus. Of course, Beefcake is a heel. I wasn't going to bring him in as a face. In about a good wrestling, a decent match for the Kenta Kobashi defeated Lex Luger in 8:02 by pulling the Orange Crush. Lex Luger 60, Kenta Kobashi 72. No work improvements, 71C plus. And then Jim's backstage. He's got Sting and he's got Pillman and Tiger Mask. He's like, last night I shocked the world when Sting made his shocking turn and joined the family. You see, we might only have one champions. But coming up is Slammiversary, and I enter all my members into the Golden Rumble, except for Sean. He'll tell you why later. We're having a rule this year. The only people not going in will be Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Dusty Rhodes. They're not in the Golden Rumble, but anyone else can go in, even if they have a title match early on in the night. That is the new rules of the Golden Rumble. In a decent match, High and Mighty defeated the Steiners and Nasty Boys in a ring combination of 9:56. The odd elimination was winning combination first, then the Nasty Boys were finally the Steiners. Scott Steiner 71, Rick Steiner 60, Jerry Staggs 54, Brian Knowles 59, Al Snow 65, Juice from Underliger 70, Bob Holly 63, and Jeff Jarrett 64. No work appearance, 70C plus. That's our match. Dusty's in the back. So Sean, you want a rematch inside a cage. Last night I defeated the House of Cornette by taking the Impact Championship off you, Sean. You see, earlier tonight WWF tried to diss us, but we don't care. You see, Impact Wrestling has been here for 3 years, and it's going to be another 3 years, if not longer. You see, Sean, a steel cage don't scare me. You see, this is going to be the night where we get rid of the House of Cornette for good. You see, Sean, the rules are this. If you lose, Jim Cornette must leave Impact Wrestling for good. Now, I'm going to book this in, even though I know there's another angle coming up which changes that line, that final rule, but we'll sort of come to that when we come to it. But for now, we're going to do a Cage Classic regular. It's going to be Shawn Michaels and Dusty Rhodes. I have got a huge card planned for this pay-per-view, so expect a lot of matches. Expect a lot of big style matches, steel cage matches. I think, there's going to be a lot of gimmick style matches on this card because it's our 8th birthday, and we're going to celebrate in style. But 73B minus, can't complain with that. Then, and we come back from commercial break, and Sean is heading to the ring, he's not heading to the ring, actually, he's heading to the locker room when he sees Dusty leaving the interview area. Smiley face. Sean, look, Dusty, you ain't got a deal. 6 months, he goes for 6 months only, no longer. And Dusty goes, fine, 6 months, Jim goes for 6 months, that's just fine, if I get you locked inside a steel cage. So Dusty just wants Sean in a steel cage. He doesn't care about how long Jim goes for. He wants Sean in a steel cage because he's had enough of the House Cornette, and the way they've been dissing the legends like him. 75B minus, beautifully done. I'm hoping our attendance figure is going to be good. Made a profit last month for the first time in a few months. In about a good wrestling, a decent match for the crowd, Massimo Trainer, Roddy Piper, Stan Hansen, Ted DiBiase, and Larry Zbyszko defeated Goldust, the Great Muta, the Demon, Soulshot, and Scott Hall in 7-8 when Larry Zbyszko defeated Great Muta by pinfall. Just a random match, get all these people on TV. Scott Hall 78, Silent Slaughter 64, Demons 43, Muta 68, Goldust 56, and Larry Zbyszko 69, 67. Teddy Bossy 80, Stan Hansen 84, Roddy Piper 88, and Massimo Trainer 78. Larry Zbyszko in Rumble, a 73B minus. Massimo Trainer sustained a concussion in this match. Oh dear. And then we've got the Hart Foundation backstage. The Hart Foundation will not back down. So I'm going to give every one of us an opportunity at its anniversary. It's going to be my two brothers will be going into the Golden Rumble, like I and truly will. Rick Flair. This war will not end until one of us is down and out. So it's going to be last man standing. I'm going to destroy one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. So Ric Flair versus Bret Hart in a last man standing match. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's happening. As I said, I've got some big stuff planned for this show. And my God, have I, just realised how big this card is. Because I didn't really book this without any thought in mind. But a last man standing match, I already know a few of the other matches scheduled. 71C plus, beautifully done. I'll book the Golden Rumble first, as like the first match, but it will be the longest match. In a good match, Greg Valentine debuts, defeating Jimmy Snuka in 8-10 by pivot illegally using the ropes for leverage. Jimmy Snuka 66, Greg Valentine 71. He's debuted his Iceman gimmick, below average, no work moves. Welcome to Impact Wrestling, Greg Valentine, another wrestler I hired from the Golden Company WWF, which I think eventually forced them to take our USA time slot. But not to worry, 6 months, we're going to Fox. Are we going to move? Thank you. In a battle of good wrestling, dispatch the crowd. The House of Cornette, Turok, Damien, Sting, Tiger, and Pillman defeat Davey, Dynamite, Black, Chris, and Eddie Guerrero in 803 when Sting defeated Chris Benoit by pinfall using the ropes for leverage. Eddie Guerrero's debuted his old school face gimmick. Going to show in a below average. I don't know why it's done that now. Eddie Guerrero 61, Chris Benoit 71, Black Boy 62, Dynamite Kid 73, Davey Boy 72, Pillman 78, Tiger Mask 70, Sting 69, Damien 66, 55, and Rock 66. What I'm trying to see is why we didn't have Jim Cornette get involved. Last night, I kicked Kendo's ass all over the arena. Now, Impact enjoyed it so much they want to see it again. I said yes, so in 4 weeks, at our birthday party, I'm going to kick Kendo's ass once again. I hope he's ready. Oh dear, I forgot to say, this is a 2 out of 3 British rules match. So, I won't be able to book that into the actual games database, but a 2 out of 3 falls match is the one with the most pinfalls at the end and wins, but there will be a certain amount of matches. For instance, the match would possibly have rounds in it and signs. So I just thought it'd work because these two are probably used to that sort of ruling. Because that's the sort of wrestling they're used to because they're British wrestlers. So I thought it made sense to bring that out. That's the anniversary of 61C. And the young stallions are backstage with their tag belts, fucking really pleased with themselves. Except for Paul Ramon, he looks quite grumpy. Did you notice I changed Sting's picture? So he's now the Crow Sting image, which I thought made a better heel with Sting and the bright colours. The young stallions did what we promised last night, and we took the gold from the House of Cornette. You see, the Superflies did their best, but lost in the end. You guys lost out. Now you want a rematch? Fine. We're going to beat you all over again live on this anniversary. Yep, I wasn't going to do too many, gimmick matches. Too many gimmick matches gets a bit over the top. So this one is just going to be a nice standard Young Stallions versus Superflies, the standard tag match. Also on the night, hasn't been confirmed, but also on this night will be we are going to do an Ultimate X match. It's going to be an Ultimate X match between Benoit, Brian Pillman, and Chris Benoit to kind of culminate their massive feud. I think that's the feud of the century, to be honest. And also, Black Warrior has had to confirm that he will be defending that belt in action against Tiger Mask in Tiger Mask's rematch clause. Has been cashed in by Jim Cornette. So they're booked in now. 43D, beautiful. I'm really happy with the attendance. I'm really happy with how the show's going now. And except for the computer casually deciding that it's not going to do as asked. Thank you. In an exceptional match, Harley Race defeated Jake Roberts in 7:15 by pinfall with the pile driver. Harley Race debuted his old school heel gimmick. Gone rating of above average. Jake Roberts 90, Harley Race 86, Harley Racing Performance 77B, beautifully done. In a short match, Ken Nakasaki, Vader and the Superflies defeat Big John Studd, Cole Karma and the Young Stallions in 5:30 when Ken Nakasaki defeat Paul Ramon by pin for the Kamazaki Crash. Jim Powers 46, Paul Ramon 51, Cole Karma 55, Big John Studd 88, Vader 64, Ken Nakasaki 49, Jimmy Ocean 54, Ricky Knight 52, Paul Ramon and Technical 62C, nicely done. Harley Race in the back. I have done it all except win titles at Impact Wrestling. Why? Because I ain't been here before. You see, I'm going into the Golden Rumble and I'm going to win. Then I'm going after one of the world titles. Harley Race is in Impact. WWF, you can't do Hogan vs. Harley Race and get a 90 rated match anymore. In above, I had great wrestling and good heat. The Hart Foundation, Owen Hart, Jim Nadine on Bret Hart, Drew with the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Truly Blanchard at 540. Following double count out. Bret Hart 86, Jim Nadine Hart 78, Owen Hart 76, Truly Blanchard 65, Arn Anderson 75, Ric Flair 77, Jim Nadine Hart in performance at 76B minus. After the match, these guys all brawl to the back. Typical angle. And the feud continues. Then in a superb match, Ron Simmons, Jim Duggan, Randy Savage and Dusty Rhodes defeat Joe Lawler, King Kong Bundy, Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels in 2029 when Randy Savage defeated Rick Rude by pinfall. Dusty Rhodes 82, Randy Savage 74, Jim Duggan 67, Ron Simmons 56, Shawn Michaels 90, Rick Rude 66, King Kong Bundy 60, Joe Lawler 74, Rick Rude and Rumble and Techno at 79B. That's where we end tonight's show. Would be nice. There we go. 77B increased our popularity in 45 regions. Well, we're going to continue this, if the game will let me. We're going to run the CP shows. We're going to have a quick look at WWF Raw when it comes through in a minute, and WCW Nitro. As this is a bumper episode, we're going to have a quick look at those companies when the game comes up on the main screen. But yes, we've got all 4 impacts this week, including the I can't think of the name of them. All 4 impacts, including Slammiversary, the 3-year anniversary. I thought because we've done 3 years of this and this is season 2, we might as well celebrate in style. Are you finished processing contracts? There is no wrestlers coming up for any deals with us. Hirings, checking titles, doing random incidences, auto-saving, auto-saving. The auto-save is taking forever. And there we have it. So, warning, would you like to jump straight to your office? No. So last night, my friends, we did better than WWF Raw. It would be nice if the computer let me do what I'm trying to do. Hello? Fricks, I've had enough of this computer. Earlier on, it decided to die on me. So we got a 77B, 9,000 fans, 5.61 on TV. As you can see, it's shown on the USA Network and over Fox. That won't change for a while yet, but the Fox Network deal will come in once our Raw. So this draw, 12,411. The feedback from the viewers has been positive. Nice five. Like this show. Performance of the night belonged to Hogan. And he was in the opening match. The main event was Drunkyard Dog defeating Demolition Man. They got a 77B, but a 12.42. They're only shown on the network. We got a 5.62 and a 77, so we got the higher rating because we're shown in more countries. Natsuo Trainer injured, that's fine. All Japan. Last night's All-Star Wrestling, Brian Max defeated. But yes, the biggest thing going on right now is Gav. This is WCW. Doug Summers defeated Barry Orton. Terry Gibbs defeated Tony Anthony. Joey Otis defeated Dave Sinclair. Ed Wolski defeated Bob Yuma. And Garvin defeated Zurak to retain the heavyweight title. 62C for the main event. Not a good show at all, although hardly spectacular. We've got some emails. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will give you guys a bit of a deal. I'll see you guys in Impact Wrestling number 2. After spending a morning trying to fix the PC, which I think I've done, I don't know. I'm back. Yeah, we did one episode last night. This is the bumper episode of Impact Wrestling. That is our 3-year anniversary episode. And I thought, while we're, doing this, celebrating 3 years of Impact Wrestling and 3 years of greatness, I wanted to express one of my goals was to have a child company where the future of wrestling could go and wrestle and learn how to be future stars of Impact Wrestling. That place, of course, is Global Force Wrestling, formerly AWA, American Wrestling Association, formerly Ring of Fire when we first took it over. And down there we have wrestlers like Vampire Warrior, Glacier, Jerry Lynn and Rey Mysterio Jr. among others. Doc Dean, of course, who's recently been called up. So I thought we'd do a special pre-show showcase match, showcasing 4 of the stars I'm most looking forward to getting to call up from down there. In a pre-show at Sub Pro Wrestling Honors and Crowd Heat, Jerry Lynn and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Vampire and Glacier in 7:35, and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Vampire Warrior by pinfall of the Springboard Hurricanrana. So the ring work, Rey Mysterio's head, shoulders, and nuts. The Vampire Warrior's weaklings to help him revolt. Glacier 33, Vampire Warrior 23, Rey Mysterio Jr. 55, Jerry Lynn 44. No work ropes. You two are going to probably be called up, and so is Glacier. To be honest, I am looking to call people up. I am hiring more people to go to Global Force, so we'll see what happens down there over the next few weeks. In a pre-show about decent wrestling with MG, Steven Regal, Archangel, Danny Collins, and Tornado defeat Roy Brookside, Rio, Doc Dean in 7:56 when Tornado defeated Doc Dean by pinfall. Doc Dean had a ring performance of 50, Liz Mark 36, Rayo 54, Roy Brookside 50, Tornado 50, Danny Collins 58, Archangel 51, and Steven Regal 51. Danny Collins' performance of 55 C-. Beautiful little match. In a pre-show decent wrestling with a cheat, Sabu, Al Phantasma, and Blue Demon Jr. defeat Dave Finlay, Conan, and Sid Vicious in 6:13, and Sabu defeat Conan by pins of triple jump moonsault. Blue Demon Jr. 54, Al Phantasma 59, Sabu 60, Sid Vicious 44, Conan 57, Dave Finlay 57. Conan Technical flying and performance, Sid Vicious and Rumble and performance, not bad, a 62C. If you can hear a Shih Tzu snoring, as I say, I'm at Mum and Dad's till Sunday when I'm recording this, so you can actually see how much I recorded, because I actually know how far ahead I am. At the moment in time, I am recording this for the 4th of October, and I'm on the 13th of September. So yeah, that's how far ahead I am. I will give up recording soon. 62C, not bad. I might end up adding another series just to kind of slow me down. Which is the plan anyway. I have got another series in the works, in the woodwork. But I love recording TWE, so yay. In a pre-show, decent wrestling cheat. Acid Burn and Nasty Boys defeated Killer Bees in High and Mighty in 6:01 when Jerry Sags defeated Brian Bear by pinfall. Al Snow 58, Liger 63, Jim Burnsall 55, Brian Blair 54, Jerry Sags 47, Brian Nobbs 54, Tessia Koala 68, Shane Dawes 57, Al Snow improved in Rumble, Brian Nobbs in performance, Jerry Sags in Technical 60 plus. So yeah, the computer, my thing got corrupted and I had to reset the PC. Then I didn't reset the PC and it seemed to just trigger it to work. So that's what I was glad about. Yeah, we've got 30. It's 14:39. I was going to start recording at 10 o'clock this morning, and I realised the computer still having issues from last night's incident, which I've now fixed. In a extreme short pre-show match, Vader defeated Al Panther in 5:22 by the Powerbomb. Vader 60, Al Panther 54. No recruits. Didn't want just pre-show matches. In an extreme short pre-show match, the UK Pitbulls in a winning combination defeated Steiner Brothers and the Rock and Roll Express in 4:40 when Bulk defeated Scott Steiner by the Bulkish Driver. Robert Gesson 56, Ricky Morton 58, Scott Steiner 68, Rick Steiner 58, Bob Holly 50, Jeff Jarrett 58, Big Dave 48, Bulk 42. No work improvements, 60C. Nice little match. In a decent pre-show match, Doink the Clown, Larry Zbyszko and Lex Luger defeat Taz, Makai Kush and Larry Parkinson 32 when Larry Zbyszko defeated Taz by pinning with a shoulder breaker. LA Park 57, Makai Kush 66, Taz 50. Lex Luger 65, Larry Zbyszko 69, Doink the Clown 56, No Workman 69C+. And we open up the actual TV show. I was wondering when we were going to get to it. I thought there was a lot of pre-show matches tonight. Let me have a swig of the drink. I better not be drinking this on camera. Hold on! Josh, you have a plan. Yes, I do. It's very wrong when you have plans, because it normally ends up with Sting turning heel and Eddie Guerrero turning face. Jim, are you stupid? Do you want me to be gone for 6 months? And Sean goes, look, he'll be fine. I know I can beat him in the cage. Look, we've got a plan if you leave. And if I lose, which I won't. He was like, oh, what? You and Sting were in the house? You gotta be joking now. I got to go and talk to the Nightmare Lords. Lords, you better win or else there'll be problems when I get back if you lose. So no working for it, 74B minus. I absolutely adore Jim Cornette, but I am, you know, kind of, the one thing I do remember about this save when I came back to it was the House Cornet. The House Cornet is one of my favourite things I've done in all these companies. With WWE 2014, you've got the United Kingdom and the return of the NWO with Rey Mysterio Jr. as lead, as a member, Dolph Ziggler, and I can't remember the other guy. R-Truth. That's it. And then you've got Impact Wrestling, you've got OVE, which was already there. But this is a group that I haven't kind of thrown together. This was a group that I have built. It's not a group like the NWO or the United Kingdom, but I kind of nicked the idea from a WWE game or has existed previously. This is a group I have built from the ground up myself and made it the phenomenal heel group that we've got. And we open up with a 10-man tag tonight. In a decent match, the House Cornette, Tiger, Pillman, Sting, John Tanner, and Ken Nakasaki. And there you go, guys. That's the picture of Sting now. Many of you will know. Defeated Scott Hall, Benoit, Black Warrior, Kyle Karma, and Eddie Guerrero in 7:49 when Sting defeated Kyle Karma both with a handful of tights. Eddie Guerrero 57, Kyle Karma 50, Black Warrior 60, Benoit 70, Scott Hall 76, Ken Nakasaki 48, John Tenter 53, Sting 64, Brian Pillman 69, Tiger Mask 70. Oh no, that's obviously Archer that's gone downstairs because Mill's still on the bed. There is 2 dogs in this house, and I just heard one go down the stairs trying to work out if his Minnie got off the bed, but I didn't think she had. She's next to me, so I just put my leg on her. John Tennant Rumble, John Tennant and Techno, John Tennant Flying, Kyle Karma Techno, and Kyle Karma Performance. Beautiful. I do love these two, to be honest. Good fun to be had. In a decent match, Mr. Perfect defeated Ron Simmons in 8-10 by putting the Henningplex. Mr. Perfect 70, Ron Simmons 58, no worker in 71C+. And then Ric Flair's in the back and he goes, "Woo! It's coming. The 4 horsemen are coming for the gold. And one of my boys are going to win the Golden Rumble and go after that world title. Brett, last man standing is going to be a battle you can't win. You saw it last week. Impact beat Vince. And just like that, I'm going to beat you at Slammiversary." Oh yeah, of course I'm going to be taking shots at WWF. I want to make this feel as realistic as possible. And WWF have just gone on the thing. We've got 9,428 people at the Cross Insurance Arena tonight supporting Impact, 77C+. In an exceptional match, Big John Studd defeated Bruce Beefcake in 7:31. Bruce Beefcake 67, Big John Studd 89, no work appearance. One of my favourite wrestlers from the 80s. I wasn't around the 80s, I was born until 1994, so in reality I'm not even born yet in this save, so And then Eddie's backstage, 55C-. I have been here for all the shows for the past 3 years. I was the first ever world champion. Now look at me, standing here going against the House of Cornette. Jim Cornette, you picked the wrong people, and we stand here as one. You see, we're going to support each other, and in 3 weeks we will celebrate when we beat your boys one more time. So Eddie and these 4 men are together, but, whew, if you stand together, you can defeat anything. Just look at Stranger Things for reference to that. And above that, great wrestling and decent crowd. Greg Valentine, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Stan Hansen defeated Kenta Kobashi, the Great Muta, and Goldust in 7:50 when Stan Hansen defeated the Great Muta by putting the wrestling lariat. Stan Hansen was the best in the match. Stan Hansen 84, Bam Bam Bigelow 62, Greg Valentine 71, Goldust 56, the Great Muta 68, Kenta Kobashi 71. Kenta Kobashi and Greg Valentine both improving in performance. 77B, cannot complain. Then Jim's backstage when we've got the Nightmare Lord, 63C. Right, boys, look, you're getting the money you wanted from me. I understand if you don't want me at ringside. Until it goes, fine, but we're not going to watch your back. And if you go back on this, we will kill you. Yikes! They're threatening murder on Impact Wrestling. So they've got the money they wanted. They still don't want Jim at ringside, which is fair enough to Jim. But they're being paid the money. They're going to be allowed back in the locker room, obviously, I think. Back in the House Cornette locker room. But they're like, we're not going to be watching your back. And if you turn your back on us, we will kill you. 63C, beautiful. Yes. We want to click for that. In a battle had superb wrestling and great heat, Masahiro Chono defeated Randy Savage in 7:54 by submission from the STF. Masahiro Chono 79, Randy Savage 81. Randy Savage and Rumble. I don't know why she just walked on my legs and then jumped off my legs. Because that quite hurt. Bloody dogs. In a battle by decent wrestling for cheat, Norman Smiley defeated Steve Blackburn in 803 by pinfall. Steve Blackburn 56, Norman Smiley 47, no work moments. I worked out he's been here for every single show as well. He's been here since March 1987. So obviously I have something for Norman Smiley, and I've never given him a title run or anything, but he's stuck around with us. Young Stallions, you were very lucky when you beat the Superflies. At Slammiversary, they're coming back to kick your ass and beat you down. We're going to come back on top and get the gold we deserve, and get back what belongs to the House of Cornette. Like Bobby Heenan said last week, we're the reason all the fans turn up and tune in. So yeah, we have Bobby Heenan on commentary now, guys. It's a three-man booth. You've got me, Ross, and Heenan, who we stole from Vince. I like that. 78B, Harley Race. This is why I keep trying to make sure he's got promo time. I come to win the Golden Rumble. I've had enough of being pulled up against Vince McMahon's Golden Boy, Hulk Hogan. I came here to destroy new people and different people, and I'm going to take over Impact Wrestling for myself. Okay, Harley Race, you big Healy, who recently passed away, which was very upsetting because I have seen a lot of NWA years and Harley Race matches. He's one of my old school wrestlers. In a decent match, the Bulldogs and the Young Stallions defeated the House of Cornette, the Nightmare Lords and the Superflies in 7:49 when David Boyd defeated Jimmy Ocean by putting the running power slam. Jim Powers 46, Paul Ramone 45, Davey Boy, Dynamite Kid 67, Davey Boy 65, Jimmy Ocean 51, Ricky Knight 50, Turok 63, Damien 66 56, Paul Ramone in Technical, Dynamite Kid in Performance, Jim Cornette doing good work at ringside 63. So of course he's allowed to come out with these guys, so these guys have been tagged with him, so he's going to be at ringside. Yes, we do want to continue about addressing that, thank you. In an extremely short match, the Horsemen, Rick, Arn and Truly defeat the Demon. Slaughter and Jim Duggan in 458, Ric Flair defeated Jim Duggan by pinfall. Jim Duggan 73, Slaughter 67, The Demon 43, Truly Rancher 67, Arn Anderson 76, Ric Flair 74. No work in 72B minus. Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Truly Rancher celebrating their victory in the ring. Brett, Owen and Jim running an attack, beating them down to the mat. This is going to repeat itself in just a bit because this is like the big storyline at the moment of everything's big, really, isn't it? In a battle at Superb Wrestling Great Heat, the Hart Foundation, Owen, Jim, and Brett defeat Jerry Lawler, Rick Rude, and Ted DiBiase in 7:15. Renee Hart defeated Rick Rude by pinfall. Bret Hart 86, Jim Nadine Hart 77, Owen 70, Ted DiBiase 82, Rick Rude 69, Jerry Lawler 81, Rick Rude in Rumble and Technical 74B minus. And this is kind of the biggest push we've given Owen, so you know this is the biggest position he's been in with the company. 74B minus, not bad. Brett, Jim, and Owen are celebrating the victory when the Four Horsemen, Rick, Truly, and On, running attack them, beating them down to the mat. So, similar angle, just reversed. I had nothing to go in this angle time slot, so that's kind of what I did. And in our main event, in an exceptional match, Jimmy Snuka, Ricky Steamboat, Jake Robertson, Dusty Rhodes defeated Harley Race, King Kong Bundy, Roddy Piper, and Shawn Michaels in 1914 when Jake Roberts defeated Roddy Piper by pinfall. Dusty Rhodes 88, Jake Roberts 86, Ricky Steamboat 89, Jimmy Snuka 64, Shawn Michaels 89, Roddy Piper 88, King Kong Bundy 63, and Harley Race 86. Dusty in Technical, Harley Race in Performance, Snuka in Technical Flying. Not a bad match, actually. And that is your main event of the night, and the final match of the show is 79B. But ladies and gentlemen, let's click continue. Let's see what WWF had done. And what I'm going to do is, because this episode is going to be quite long, because I'm going to be putting out the pay-per-view as well, we're going to split this up. So this is going to be part 1. This is going out at 12 o'clock. You'll be able to join us for Slammiversary in the final 2 impacts, because we're also going to be looking at every turn that we can, look at what's going on in WWF for their Raws. So yeah, at about 6 o'clock tonight, you'll get to see what happens in the aftermath. I'm not going to deal with those just yet. So last night, we got a 79B in front of 9,000. We're at the top of the list again. They got a 69C+. With Junkyard Dog defeating Nicola Kovaloff, Sue Young defeating Thingy, Demolition Axe defeating Brad Reigns, Hercules defeated Outback Jack, and Andre Giant defeated Coco Beware. If you were a clever booker, you would have put that at the end. But yeah, that's fine. Ric Flair in need of a break when he's only working for us now, so he should be alright. Monday Nitro, once again a 50D. Some things need to change for wrestling, and it looks like that Impact Wrestling, we are on the rise to be the top of the company wars. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys again live back here at 6 o'clock for the final part of this bumper episode as we celebrate 3 years of Impact Wrestling.